morning about Jost being in as we go through the lineup, first of all, and who's he going in for?
He'll go in for, JJ will come out. And with Jost, obviously he didn't play last night. We just didn't feel that he would make it through two in a row. And the ailment he was dealing with seems to have resolved. So it's excited to have him back in there.
And the pilot call-up, is he going in or is he insurance?
He is insurance. Obviously, Samuelson is not here, and Stillman, obviously. So insurance in case something has happened today.
And you still think Samuelson and Stillman are day-to-day?
They both are. Yeah, they're both had a good skate today back home, and all signs are progress.
And goalie?
Good question.
Well, one of two of them, right?
You're going against a team close in the standings today, a similar situation against Washington a couple weeks ago. What did you like about the way the team handled that game, and I guess what's the key to handling these games right now?
You know, it's tricky this time of the year. Sometimes you get outside yourself and start worrying about too many things. We have to play our game. We have to get to our game and get to it at a very high competitive level, and that has to remain the focus. We get caught up in anything else, it can only distract you from playing your game. And we know we're comfortable and confident when we can get to our game, and that has to be the primary and sole objective.
Don, we've talked so much recently about the power play. I think back to the goal last night. What struck me was the puck movement was as good as we've seen in a while on a particular opportunity. Has that been the biggest thing in your mind? It's just been too slow, and that one really stood out?
Well, what's been slow is a byproduct of not being intense enough and playing with enough intensity. And I thought we had great intent to our game, and specifically, on the power play. We were not happy, as I mentioned, post-game, with our power play in the prior games from the standpoint of just intensity. You get that. We gave up shorthanded goal against Tampa 2 games ago,
right,
with 10 minutes left in a game or under 10 minutes, and that's just unacceptable. And so we needed to look in the mirror and perform better, and no different tonight.
How much with Stillman and Greenway both in, and Stillman's been in a little, Greenway now showing up, how much do you feel your whole team is kind of playing bigger? They have that kind of impact on your whole roster?
Yeah, I mean, we've always played feisty. We've always played, a week ago we didn't have those two, and we were in Tampa, and we had over 40 hits, and our guys are competitive, and they responded heavily to Tampa before those guys even arrived. So their arrival absolutely gives even more reassurance to play with more physicality, with more fearless, as far as the grit side of things. And I don't think we were short on determination, and I don't think we were fearful, but I think now those two guys command respect on a physical level to the opponents, and that's a big addition for us.
For a relatively young group, how do you think your group is handling being in a playoff race?
It's an opportunity for us to learn how to handle that, and how to handle that is to play your game, and it can be a distraction. Pressure is what you make of it on the negative side, and it's got to drive you, all the positive incentives. You're close, and you got to find a way to fight harder and scratch and claw more. And I think our guys are learning to identify with that every day. So it's good for us as a young group of players to have a new opportunity. It's a brand new opportunity to fight for a playoff spot, to be at this point in the season fighting for a playoff spot. So a lot of good will come from it as long as we engage in the fight as hard as we can.
And along the same lines, do you get a sense of how important it is for this organization to actually be in a playoff race, considering it's been a while?
Well, it's important for every organization. It's important for the players. It's important for the fans. So, we're no different than any other organization. It's important to be in the playoffs.
Knowing what this business is like for you, no matter what level, do you have any words or impart anything to Tony in the wake of the situation?
Yeah, I mean, it's I'll tell you what. He's 3 years older than me, and I've benefited. I wouldn't be half of what had half the opportunities in life if I didn't have him as a mentor. So, he was in a great position, loved his time at the University of Wisconsin, and this business you move on. You just yeah, I mean, it happens in our business, and I think he'll look forward to him in his next adventure and a few less headaches as you know, with jobs like that. Those are challenging. And college hockey, for all college coaches, is an immensely challenging job, especially how things have changed in that landscape the last 3 or 4 years.